Please unmute yourself.
A very good evening and a very warm welcome to everybody out there. Myself, Joya Khan, Ambassador of Change from GETI, and your host this evening. Heralding the dawn of a new era, I bring greetings from the entire GETI fraternity as we usher in winds of change on this live forum of Detox for Educators. I feel elated to welcome Mr. Dhruva Munshi from Karnataka. Sir will be enriching us with his views on change your habits, change your life, which reminds me of John Dryden's quote: we first make our habits, then our habits make us. It cannot be denied that motivation is what gets you started, and habit is what keeps you going. And believe me, viewers, chains of habit are too light to be felt until they are too heavy to be broken. A little about our esteemed speaker. Sir has served as a commando for 10 years in the Northeast during the time of Mizo and Naga insurgency. He was posted on the Indo-China borders for 3 years. Later, he joined the Secret Service and served for 15 years with many successful operations. After VRS, he joined a travel magazine as a chief editor. In 2007, he joined a financial giant as COO. Sir is also the winner of Indira Gandhi Priyadarshini Award in 2009 for his contribution to spread financial literacy and empowering them to become employed in the financial sector. He was conferred with Lal Bahadur Shastri Award for excellence in investigative journalism in 2011. He is also the recipient of the Gold Certificate for completing the Trainer Mastery Program, Powerful Sales Presentation, and Master Facilitator Program by Blair Singer Train Academy in 2021. So, sir, we are very privileged to have you with us this evening, and I'm also very happy to welcome all our dear viewers. So, over to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Joya. Thank you for a wonderful introduction. But let me ask everyone, at 5 o'clock, everybody must be feeling tired after the office or so let us do one thing. Take deep breath, 3 deep breaths to fill up our lungs and energize ourselves. Do that. Everything is energy. Even learning requires a lot of energy. So by taking three deep breaths, we have energized ourselves. So thank you very much, Joya, for introducing me and giving me this opportunity to talk to this. And I'll be talking about a burning topic today because, as you know, we are all slaves of our habits. We make our habits unknowingly. We make our habits unknowingly, but then we become their slaves. So before I start my talk, I would like to tell you two things. Number one is we live a life of compulsion or consciousness. Is it our life is of compulsiveness or consciousness? And 90% of the time we live a life of compulsiveness. Had we lived a life of consciousness, this talk would not have been necessary. So, change your habits, change your life. I can also tell you that our habits, we sometimes say it is our karma, is really our karma. So, we have to live a conscious life. And for that, I would like to first go to the premise. Premise is everything, it's a foundation. And everything is based on some premise, and so does our habit. So the first thing is that things do not change, we change. And next one is also very important. These are the questions that we must ask ourselves. Are you ready to change? First question. And then we must believe something must change, because I'm sure most of us are not living the life of our own choice. We have unlimited potential, but somehow or the other we are shackled by our habits. So, do you believe that something must change? If so, do you believe that I must change? And then I can change. It's not impossible to change. I can change. I can is the most powerful sentence in the world. And the more we think creatively, the more opportunities we create. We don't think creatively, we are prone to find solutions from problems. And we don't take our habits as problems. And I can tell you that you started your journey of habit unconsciously. You never knew that this is going to form a habit. Your parents forced you to brush your teeth in the morning, and when they said that no brush, no breakfast, you did it and it slowly became a habit. Now, in fact, it's a ritual. So, habit forming is unknowing, unconscious. And here plays the role of your mind, the conscious as well as subconscious mind. So, we go to the next slide. Solution starts with self. 3S. There are other 3S's also, but this is very important. Solution starts with self. You can't expect me or somebody else to change your habits. It is, as I said, you have to believe something must change, I must change, and I can change. And I would like to tell you a story. I know everyone likes to love little stories, listen to little stories. I'll tell you a small story. A rich man wanted to change the habits of his son. So he approached a sage. The sage said, fine, I will help, I'll try to help you. And then he took the boy, he was hardly 14, 15 years old, to the garden. While going, he asked the boy to take out a small plant. The boy held the plant with his thumb and the forefinger and just plucked it out. It was very easy. Then further ahead, he saw a big plant and asked the boy to pull it out. The boy did it, but with little difficulty. The both of them went ahead and found a bush, a big bush. The sage asked the boy, now take it out. The boy had to put lot of effort to take it out. He said, very good. Now they went to a mango tree. He said, do you love mangoes? He said, yes. He said, okay, all the mangoes are yours. Take out it from the root. He said, impossible. He said, why don't you try? The boy tried and tried and tried very hard, but he couldn't do it. Of course, he couldn't do it. The sage knew it. Our habits are also like that. The sage said, if you come to know, if you're aware of the bad habits that you're forming, just take it out from the root at the beginning itself. But when it grows hard, it is very difficult to take out. This is what happens with our habits. We unknowingly start doing something, and then we blame others for the habits, but the solution starts with self. Are you willing to change? Are you willing to change your habits? And I can tell you, if you change your habits, you will change your life. 40%, scientists have found out 40% of our daily activities are just habitual. We do it out of our habits, and 40% is not less. And another premise that you must believe is that things take time. Three T's. Things take time. If you are engrossed in some negative habit, I won't say bad habit, negative habit, things will take time to change. And you have to have patience. You see, there, there is a lot of affirmations going on. There are a lot of things that are scientific fraternity studying, and now behavioral science is a subject. So there must be something wrong with the habits that we make, and these habits do not allow us to achieve our goals, achieve success in our life, and of course, happiness. Happiness also depends upon the habits that you follow. Now, you can read. You have got to wake up every morning with determination if you're going to bed with satisfaction. This you can do only if you are living a conscious life. Compulsive life, yes, I'll give you a few examples of compulsive life. It was sometime behind a bush, behind a bench, somewhere we started smoking. Our peers, our friends, they taught us, you may say they taught us whatever it is. And then after smoking a cigarette or a two, we used to put peppermint in our mouth and go home so that parents could not smell it. Unknowingly or knowingly, whatever you say, we became addicted to it. And it is only with the determination you make in the morning that you are going to bed with satisfaction that I will not smoke today. Just one day. You make a determination in the morning that I will not smoke today. Or whatever it is. If you drink, I will not drink today. If you do some binge eating, I will not do binge eating. One determination, you take it and go to bed with satisfaction that yes, I did it. I'll come to it later on. The power of one. The power of one is something we must learn. The biggest adventure, Oprah Winfrey said, the biggest adventure you can ever take is to live the life of your dreams. Yes. You can live a life of your dreams only when you sit down, make a list of the habits that you are addicted to, or you live the life of compulsiveness, make a list of that. Make their alternatives, put their alternatives on the next column. And that is the biggest adventure that you can ever take. Because all of us want to lead a life of our dreams, of satisfaction, of happiness. And that cannot be done unless we reflect on ourselves. In fact, reflect on ourselves every day, morning and evening. That where am I going wrong? What did I do right today? Where am I going wrong? And what are the things that I'm going to do today to make my day adventurous and successful. Productive habits. We have to have productive habits. Write down what are the productive habits you need to live the life of your dreams. We all need to live a life of our dreams only when we know that I am doing so and so thing. I'll tell you from my own background. In the army, we live by routine. You know, we need not tell the our teammates, our platoon, or our commander, or anything because we practice it daily during the war or during operations. I am not going to give direction, ye karo, wo karo, etc., etc. It is well drilled into the brain that these are the things, these are the steps we have to take under such and such circumstances. They don't seek command from us at every step. They fight of their own because they have been drilled. That becomes their habit. Even in their sleep, if you ask them, if you push them, they will do the same drill which they did when they were awake. So this is habit. So if you want to live a life of adventure, life of your dreams, you have to change your habits. And the habits, I won't point out. Everyone knows what are the habits that we must give up. I will tell you one thing. Though I am an educator, I am a teacher, I have not read newspaper for last 20 years because I don't find anything new in the newspapers. That's also a habit. Getting up in the morning without a cup of coffee is also a habit. Slowly and steadily you developed it, and slowly and steadily you can give it up. Instead, you can take a glass of warm water. That will help you more. So this is how we start our habits, and habits are so important that if you have good habits, you will start living your life consciously. Just ask yourself, am I living a life of compulsion or consciousness? The answer lies with you. Our first challenge when we say that I don't have time, I go in the morning, come in the evening, after that, I do some exercise with my thumbs or be on the mobile, I don't find time. And another excuse that we give is that, okay, in the morning I don't have time, maybe in the evening I will try. You ask most of the people, is morning walk good for health? Everyone will raise their hands. Next question, do you do it? No. 90% of the people will say no. And if you say that, why don't you start doing it? The first excuse is time. But time, finding time is an excuse. If you can't devote or find out 1 hour of time for yourself out of 24 hours, then you are not living a life for yourself. Find out that time. Maybe in the evening, there is no maybe. Yes or no. Either or neither. There is no maybe. Maybe is a negative word. If, but, maybe, these are all negative words. Never use them. And don't, I won't say as an army man or as commanding a force, I would just say, don't make or take excuse for anything. I never make an excuse or take an excuse. Never. It's either yes or no. And tell I have another thing to tell you. 99% is equal to 0%. 99% is nothing. It is either 100 or 0. 50%, 90% nothing doing. If you're committed, you need commitment to change your habit. Are you really committed? Do you have that willpower? Do you have that mental strength? So finding time is no excuse. I always tell, give 1 hour to yourself. This 1 hour will take care of 23 hours, rest of the 23 hours. Ask yourself, am I giving 1 hour to myself? The answer lies with you. Our second challenge, not doing what's most impactful. Life is a never ending marathon. It never ends. You are running a marathon, and it's neither World Cup or Olympics, it's your own life. And I won't say most impactful. Are you doing what is impactful? Most will come later on. Whatever you are doing, is it impactful in your personal life, in your family, in your society, in your community? Just think of it. Why we are not doing these impactful things is because we have shackles around us, and those shackles are of our habits. It's very easy, I can tell you, it's very easy to change the habits. It's not very difficult. I will tell you a story, little story. It's a real story. Don't take it otherwise. There was a lady, 34 years old. Later, I came to know that she was addicted to smoking and other things from the age of 16. She was a fast food eater, a foodie. She was obese, had very bad temperament, and she wanted to change her life. She thought that I want to change her life, but something went wrong with her married life, and one day her husband left her. She did whatever she could to bring back her husband, but he didn't come. And it was the only trigger that she needed. At that time, I had the good opportunity to talk to her, console her, tell her about the purpose of life. And she understood. I told her, go for a break. She went to a hill station, came back after a month, and said, I have decided to change my life. Please guide me. The first thing I said, why do you want to change your life? What is the reward that you're going to get? She said that I don't want to look this bulky. Want to look good. I know why my husband left me. So from where do you want to start? And let me tell you, she was a chain smoker. I told her, can you start one thing? She said, what? Stop smoking from now, no today. Because if you spell now, reverse side, it is one. So whatever you start now, right now, you have won the game. So she left, started jogging, did everything, and after 6 months, I could not recognize her. In the meantime, she had the opportunity to run a marathon, and now she looks a beauty. And she has got a good job also. Earlier, she never stuck anywhere. So, just by one change, you can change everything. The thing is, cue, routine, reward. What is the cue? Can you follow the routine? And what is the reward? That is how we make our habits. Now, morning habits. I'll just talk about these are all rituals for me. Silence means meditation. And I will tell you another thing which Joya didn't tell. I am a cancer victor. And even now I am under treatment. But I'll tell you one thing, your body never tells lie. So listen to your body. Sit in silence for 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Take deep breaths. Listen to yourself. Listen to the universe. Listen to your body. What is it doing? Reading in the morning. Affirmations. Affirmations are very important. I don't know how many of you do affirmations, but affirmations are very important. I will tell you a little story about affirmations. There's a little girl with a distorted face, and she was the poke of the school. Everyone poked her. As a result, her marks were not good, and she thought that no one loves her except her family members. Came one math teacher, Mrs. Kamath, if I remember the name correctly, Mrs. Kamath. She was a kind soul and she took care of that girl, and slowly and steadily she started telling that little girl that you can do it. Come on, you can do it. And Mrs. Kamath used to put extra time for her also. She used to take extra classes. After 6 months, Mrs. Kamath entered the class with the answer sheet of that girl. She had scored 90% in maths. Only one thing, one affirmation was given to her which boosted her confidence. You can do it. Visualization. Try to visualize how you want to live your life. Visualize things and exercise. I don't want to talk much about exercise because everyone knows it. Everyone listening this thing, everyone knows that exercise is good, stretching is good, everything is good. But I won't do it because I don't have time. I'm sorry if I'm hurting someone. For this, I have a time tech system. Of course, it's the time tech system of the forces. We follow it in the army. Tell yourself to set priorities. Set priorities in your life. Just find out if it is important in your life or not. Identify goals. Whenever you set a habit, identify the goal. What am I going to get and what is the reward for that? Make sure, M times for make sure you handle each piece of paper or message only once. Don't waste time. बाद में देखूंगा. I'll see it later. No. If it is in your hand, say it, do the work then and there, finish it. E for exercise for minimum 45 minutes twice daily. Because let me tell you another fact, it may be hard hitting. In this world, no one is your partner. Your wife or spouse, husband, brother, sister, mother, father, no one is your partner. You have only one partner in this life, and that is your body. So take care of your body, and the body will take care of you. Is to think to yourself, what's the most important use of time right now? See, we use two, three words very frequently regarding time. One is I spent time with that, I wasted my time pass kar raha hu, right? But let me tell you one thing. Just take time, as something which is irrecoverable. And from today, think investing a time. When you invest, you try to find out ROI. Similarly, if you are investing time, find out the ROI. Wherever I am spending them time, what is the ROI that I am going to get? Every A should be done before B and C's. These are the priorities. Have an attitude of challenge. Challenge what you do and challenge the system and help yourself to do it now. I explained that. These are the priorities. A is vital, B is important, C some value, D don't do it, and E urgent. Now you set your priorities of your work according to this and then form your habits. If it is vital, yes, of course, you have to do it. Focus. Now this is very important. Excuse me, please. Determination, conviction, and perseverance. How much determined are you to change yourself? Do you have the determination? Then do you have the conviction on your determination? Yes, I can do it. And it is going to yield so and so results. And then the third is perseverance. Go on doing it, go on doing it. Habits is nothing but repetition of anything. And your habit forming starts from thoughts. Because we say thoughts create your words, words create your action, action creates a habit, habits create your personality, and your personality creates a destiny. So everything starts from here. So if you are determined, yes, with conviction, you can persevere. There is no doubt about it. Now I am coming to the power of one. You know, power of one is very powerful. One is one unit. Nowadays we don't have uh, joint families. We are all units. And in that unit today, we live in boxes, in units. Father is busy with something, mother is busy with something, son is busy with something, daughter is busy with something. We don't live together as the power of one. And the power, and I say, the family that eats together stays together. The family that prays together stays together. The family that plays together stays together. The family that sings together stays together. The family that laughs together stays together. Take the family as one. I know if I say it, you are feeling hurt, but just think, am I telling the truth? We are all living under the same roof, but as single units. No, the whole thing is the power of one. And power of one is something very interesting. You start with just one, write one blog a month. Whether you publish it or not is different thing. Write one blog a month. It becomes 12 blogs per year. Read 5 pages per day. I am not asking much. You will have read 1825 pages in 1 year. Listen to one podcast per week. You can listen to 52 podcasts per year. And saving just 10 rupees per day, you could save 3,650 rupees per year. It is just one, and now they start. Start by doing one push up. Start by drinking a cup of water. Start by paying towards one debt. Everyone has got debt. Most of the cars on the roads are on EMIs. Most of the flats are on EMIs. Start by making one sale. We are all selling ourselves. Start by deleting one old contact which is not required. Delete it. Don't keep it. Start by walking one lap. Start by attending one event. Event means self development event. I don't mean the event of wedding or birthday parties. No, I don't mean. I mean self development. See, from today, make it a point to invest in yourself. We invest in KFC, we invest in McDonald's, we invest in pizzas, Domino or Pizza Hut. But when we talk of investing in ourselves, we are the most stingy. We don't spend. Start investing in yourself. You are the most valuable thing on this earth. So invest on yourself. Start developing yourself. Start today. It cannot start tomorrow. And repeat it tomorrow. It's just a matter of one day. Do it today, next day again, one day. Next, go to the next slide. So, this is how we have to start. And now I'll give you some basic tips. I have hardly 2 minutes left. So, I'll give you some basic tips. Spend time usefully, as I said. But just ask yourself, what is the activities that I can do without my cell phone? Write down, do them. They can be reading, doing some sports, drawing, going outside for a stroll, and or listening to music. Then start with simple things. You may jot down 10 things that may be important to you. Don't start with a difficult one. Start with the easiest one that you can do. Because when you start doing the difficult one, you'll do it for 3, 4 days and then leave it. And for formation of habit, it needs two things: motivate yourself every day and develop willpower. And what I follow as 10 successful habits for me: learn new things, choose the best environment, don't brag, plan the day, do not react to the negative, visualize, write your goals for life every day, gratitude journal, maintain a gratitude journal, journaling every day, decide yourself what is right for you, and take care of your mental health. Lastly, I will say that do it do it for yourself. From my own experience, I am telling you, unless you have good habits, you won't be able to live a life of your dreams. It's my personal experience that I am talking from. Thank you. Any questions, please?
Thank you so very much, sir, for that wonderful topic that you took today. I think it's the need of the hour because in the changing rush and roll scenario of our daily lives, I think this habit that we are talking about today is very, very important. Why? Because we have time for everything, but not good habits. Especially, with the changing scene in our lifestyle, in our work, in the everybody's complaining of just one thing: we don't have the time. And they blame everything on time. Whatever habits we are imbibing, whatever habits we are following, we are only blaming time, the time factor. So what it is aptly said that you are what your habits are actually. And what we do not realize is that in the long run, it is our habits that we are completely controlled by. So we need to move out of our comfort zones to form good habits, because we all know that old habits die hard. So why not form some good habits? Let us go off all the toxicity in our lives and radiate positivity with affirmations, as you said. I can, it is possible, I must, I will be able to do, etc., etc. A positive attitude, a smile to move around. And let's move around a lot, because physically we are not mobile, not moving, then it's going to truly harm us in the long run. It's not only a matter of how we are looking or our physical fitness, but also because We need to become powerful. And as you said, we need to listen to the call of our body. Our body gives us a lot many signals which we tend to ignore. So let us listen to the call of our body and equip ourselves to meet the various challenges. Let us, one thing that we all strive to aim for is perfection. But then let us realize that perfection is not that we have to aim for over here. We only have to aim to the power of one, as you said, sir. Let us start by that first time, the one time, that beautiful, the magical one time in our life that holds a world of opportunities and scope for improvement. And that is to aim for the better, not to be perfect, but to aim for the better, to better ourselves. Let's address the habits in our life that needs to change to truly transform our life. We all need to convince ourselves that these little actions, they matter enough, and we need to stick with them as they are powerful enough to transform our lives in the long run. Let us help ourselves to become a better version what we visualize ourselves to be. Sir, this topic was truly very interesting. I would just like to ask you, who can be a source of inspiration, an expander, and a supporter for inculcating good habits?
Good question. As I said, solution starts with self. And as far as habits are concerned, you have to motivate yourself because cue, routine, result, or reward. Why do you want to change your habit? That's a cue. Why? Then you form a habit, follow it routinely, and then you know what is the reward you are going to get. You lose 10 kilos or gain 10 kilos, whatever is your reward. And motivator, yes, you are the biggest motivator. You yourself are the biggest motivator. Motivation is nothing, it's a byproduct of inspiration. Are you inspired from inside? It is all within you. As I said, solution starts with self. It is all inside you. We need not look outside. The only thing is that you have everything inside. Today, maybe I have touched a few lives, or I must have ignited some light somewhere that people will change at least two habits. And if after listening to me, people change two habits in their lives, I think I have done my duty. You don't need any motivator, you don't need anything. You just have to have determination, conviction, yes, I can do it, and then persevere as long as I can't. And let me tell you, Joya, at this age, I'm planning of climbing the up to the base camp of Mount Everest in 2023. That's my goal.
That's truly, truly awesome, sir. And you're very correct in your approach, in your views. What advice would you like to give to our young generation who is, uh, resorting to a lifestyle which, in a way, you can say it's actually very harmful? Like we remember that early to bed and early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. Now
That's
it's
a
all
gone case.
different. Now
That,
it's gone.
that's forgotten. It's
That's
forgotten.
forgotten. So,
Yes.
what advice
Now
would you give to our youngsters who always have excuses that we have no time, no energy, and other excuses to form good habits? Late night sleepers.
that's a good question. In fact, I love youth. I love youth because I still have youthful spirit. The best thing is for them to form, which I say, the habit of big. B stands for books. Start reading good books, self development books, classical books. Read Tolstoy, read Shakespeare, read literature is full. Hindi, e- even in your mother tongue, every mother tongue has got fantastic literature. So B stands for books. I stand for individuals. Everybody has got idols. Like my idol is Tony Robbins, Robert Kiyosaki. Similarly, every youth has got some idol. And what you said regarding the youth today, I feel, without hurting anyone, parents are also equally responsible for not taking care of their children. Because parents did not pay attention at the initial age, as I said, when the plant could be easily uprooted. So that's why they have gone hayward. So number two is individual as well as invest time. If the youth of today just thinks whether I'm spending time, wasting time, time pass कर रहा हूँ या investing time, I stand for invest your time. Don't waste, because we put money in the bank or LIC or whatever it is just to get return on our investment. The biggest investment that you can make is on time, and the biggest reward you will get out of that investment of time. And G is for goals. Write your goals daily. Life goals, next 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, life goals. Write them daily, have big goals, and I am sure today's youth is capable of achieving the biggest of the goals if they just do two things: read good books, invest time wisely. This is my advice to them.
Thank you, sir. What's your take on building up the willpower to form good habits? Willpower, I think, plays a very important role. What's your take on that?
Very, very important. There itself, most of the people break down. I think 75 people of the people break down. I can tell you one thing, Joya. Every smoker promises to himself that I will not smoke from tomorrow morning when going to bed. And the next thing he does after taking coffee is light a cigarette. This is the condition of our willpower. Willpower comes from spiritualism. Start meditation. Chant any mantra. Whatever in your religion, whatever is allowed, do that. Do that seriously, and willpower will come. The concentration, we don't have concentration. See, we are remove distraction from your life. I can tell you, most of the people's wardrobe is full with clothes which they did not put on for last 6 to 1 years. Yet they go for binge shopping. I'm not hurting anyone. No offense taken, please. But the thing is that willpower will come only when you start controlling yourself. I won't do any shopping this month, especially to ladies. Sorry, because my daughter, I see her every weekend. She goes out. So it is controlling yourself. Can you control yourself? I won't do it. You know, there is a word called impeccable. Im means to commit sin. Peccable means words. Don't commit sins with your words. When you can't keep a promise to yourself, how can you keep a promise to others? And when you can be impeccable with your words with yourself, not me, not with others, with yourself, you will develop your willpower. Be impeccable with your words. That's all. Don't commit sins with your words. Words are very powerful. Does that satisfy you?
Absolutely taken, sir. And very well said, very well put. I hope our younger generation is very keenly listening to you because whether we like it or not, we need to change our lives. And how do we change it? With the change in our habits. So small steps are very, very important that lead to a better tomorrow. And as you mentioned in your presentation, we need to prioritize, We need to know that what is actually needed in our lives. The toxicity has to be done away with. The negativity has to be done away with. We have to take the first step that leads on to the other steps. And of course, a lot of willpower, determination, a lot of energy, positivity will help us surely move ahead. We should look, we all have people whom we idolize. So we should look up to people who are there as our mentors, whom we admire in our life, to get that source of inspiration. And I think you are one of the sources here right now, virtually, a very big source of inspiration to each one of us, at least to me. So I'm absolutely inspired by you. And I think all our viewers must have had a wonderful time listening to you, sir. After going through such a lot in life, you have mentioned about your ailment, and it's a battle that you have fought. And here you are with us virtually, giving your views on how to fight it out still further. So kudos, sir, and
Thank
my
you.
salute to
Thank you.
you. And I also thank my dear viewers for being with us this evening, and hope you have benefited a lot from Sir's presentation, from the way he has condensed his thoughts so beautifully, and it's totally inspiring. So thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful evening. Sir, all my best wishes from
Thank you.
me
Thank you.
and on behalf of my team. You will be absolutely, you're looking fit already. And for a fitter and fuller life, God is also working miraculously in your case. And you also are very well equipped to meet all the challenges. So,
Thank
all
you.
the
Thank
very
you.
best. Thank you
Thank you.
so much for being with us. And
Thank
stay blessed, everybody. Have a good evening. Thank
thank
you.
you.